experience for future generations.
That's it, our legacy.
That's right. So what's been your biggest motivation for training lately? I know when we started, we were both competing pretty heavy.
Right.
Taekwondo, high-level competition, then we went to MMA, and now Jiu-Jitsu. What keeps you going?
Well, it's different, obviously, for me now. Like competing, I compete once a year at World Masters, but that's really just because I get to go hang out with everybody, you know, and have fun and be with you guys and,
right.
you know, the friends and stuff. And since I'm there, I enjoy sharing that ups and downs of the day, the week rather. But that's really not why I can do what I do anymore. Now it's really like my students, like seeing the light bulb come on, like my black belt Johnny talks about that light bulb, you know, seeing people click and seeing like them after class sitting and talking to each other and sharing moments, and you know, like the smiles I see on the people's faces and stuff. Like that's why I love what I do now, you know.
That kind of space is very special, and it's not very readily available to people outside of this kind of environment.
Yeah, and I mean, kind of as a side, I left medicine because it was kind of a negative environment. Nobody wants to be in the hospital. Nobody wants to be there. But here people have decided, like, it's hard, right? I was talking to your guys this morning about that. Like, these are the kind of people I want to be around. Whether they're a plumber, a doctor, a lawyer, a car salesman, it doesn't matter, right? Like, nobody cares.
Right.
What they care is that you're willing to come in, do something hard every day, and come back tomorrow, you know?
Consistently.
Yeah.
You're there for them.
Right. And so those, being around people that are willing to like push themselves a little bit each day, and it's not easy to get up in the morning. It's not easy to come and train after you've already worked a full day or whatever it is. But they show up. And so, and then they escape all that stuff in their mind. You know, the stress seems to go away for the hour and a half or whatever time they're training, because they're focused on the problem at hand, right?
It's hard to think about bills when you're being strangled.
Exactly. And like I said this morning, like there's nothing gonna be throughout your day that's harder than trying to fight off a 200-pound guy on your back.
Right.
You know?
Yep, you've just been through your most difficult part of the day.
Yeah, and it's the most
your
beautiful.
first win.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's a big thing for me now, is seeing, you know, being a teacher for the last 3-4 years has really like kind of refreshed my love for the whole thing, so that I see it through fresh eyes, you know, because probably same for you, like when I was purple belt, I stopped thinking about what I was doing and my body would just start doing it. And then now trying to teach it to somebody, I'm like, why are you not getting this right? And a lot of times it's because I didn't explain it well, because my body does it and I forgot to mention, like, oh, put your hip here or put that hand here. It's just, you know.
Take the first 4 steps for granted.
Yeah.
Unconscious competence.
Exactly right, yeah.
That's awesome.
What about you? You want to jump into this with the struggles we've had in the last year? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I love Jiu-Jitsu and lightning kicks because it teaches you how to fight. And I'm not talking about fighting another person, but it's like your tattoo.
Yeah.
Right?
I fight not simply with my opponent. I fight with my demons of doubt, with my exhaustion, with my past failures, with my injuries, with that unrelenting voice that tells me to stop. But I'm a fighter, and one thing is certain, I will be victorious.
I mean, you're getting crushed by this 240-pound guy, and you have your hands full already. You don't need to start negative self-talk and self-doubt and just panic mode. Jiu-Jitsu teaches you to handle the problem that you're facing right now. My primary problem, this is this guy, and my solution is going to be my path out, and I have to allocate my resources, my attention to that first problem before I worry about anything else.
Yeah.
And people are just, especially with this last year, bro, everybody's just beat down with the pandemic, with all the political stuff, and Jiu-Jitsu guys are just, you know, riding it out because you're in a bad position.
Yep.
All right, cool. What do I have to do to get out? Right now, what can I do right now?
Yeah.
Breathe, keep my limbs in, and relax, right?
Yeah.
So that mentality, being able to share that with other people and them taking it out to their work, to their day-to-day life, their family life, it's just priceless.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, I agree. It's huge. And people maybe didn't realize like how much they missed it while they were forced to be closed or while we were not available to do it.
The Jiu-Jitsu guys are like fiends. When can we open again?
Got any of those open mats?
Can we roll? I don't care if it's 6 months in jail because for violating it.
But because they understand, right, the benefits of it, right, and the euphoria you get you know, during that thing, and that clarity you feel in the moment,
The silence.
right? Yes, exactly, of the mind that's constantly going, and a lot of us have that just noise going on all the time, or worry or stress or anxiety, and so having a moment in the day where you can just it all just goes away, you know.
It's like when you were talking about your 5 and not letting in negativity and people that are negative because you already have enough problems.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. I already have enough issues to face and deal with. I don't need to add additional negative self-talk or listen to the mind rev its tires and, you know, its engine, and just being able to stop, deal with this issue right now, and don't worry about what happened earlier. Don't worry about what's going to happen after class. That silence for me is priceless.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of gurus talk about that, right? Like you have anxiety for the future, or you have, you know, regret from the past, right? But the present is a present for a reason. It's a present for you, right? Being in the moment is a gift.
And there's different ways of getting it, but for you and I, it's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. And I think for most people that do it on a regular basis kind of feel similar, right? They feel like it's that time of day when they can just shut that down.